run. Let's chase success with Global.Media.com and celebrate it with or without champagne.
Hello, my friends. Hello. It's another wonderful Tuesday, and we're here. I've got many of my friends with me, so I'm not alone today. We get to hear a diverse set of views, and I'm sure my friends will fill in the picture for the bits that I don't say, right? So welcome to the What If room, the What If Live. This is a room where we talk about what if. What if? So I guess people have this crazy mentality that they're going to fail. So they ask themselves, what if I fail? What if it goes wrong? What if no one buys it? What if it doesn't work? All those things, right? And I think, we are better than that. I think that we have to think the other way. And Tabaloba and I are working on thinking differently as a practice, as a concept. And I think we need to begin to really think, what if I do succeed? What if it goes well? What if I created a genius for the world? What if I've created a solution that the world really needs? And that's the power of what if, right? I think when we think the other way, what if I've created something brilliant that the world needs? The world will thank us because we made the world a better place. That is the joy of this room, right? So I know we're trying to change everyone's thoughts, everyone's default views of the world, default view of their world, maybe of their abilities, of their genius. So it is a case of thinking, really, what if I succeed? What if I do change the world? Because we all can, right? It's within all our powers. They all say, we'll get 2 lives, but we'll start living our best life and we'll realize that we've only got 1 life left. That's what the what if concept is here to change. Let me not talk too much. Of course, look, my thing is helping people to write their books. I mean, today I published 2 books, which cheers me up no end, right? Say one of the book. No, I said not one of them. 2 by the same author, and I'm about to start a 3rd one as we've done in the next couple of days by another author, talking about funeral planning and estate planning and things they have to put in place before you die. Look, I love helping people with their books. I love helping people to achieve their dreams. And I guess often the 2 go together. Right? Your book is your gateway to your greatness, for people to really know who you are. Anyway, so I said, this room, of course, one of the events that we do. We've got many more. So I got another event tomorrow. So that's my signature room. So do join us for that one. So I'd love to know your thoughts. I'd love to hear your insights. Today we have my friends in the studio. Sorry, I just got distracted. I just seen my profile on LinkedIn and it says, yes, I'm hiring. There's that purple hiring thing. No, LinkedIn, I'm not hiring. I refuse. I should hire, but I refuse. Literally. I'm not there yet. I've been there before, but I refuse to go there again until I'm really ready. Again, I think when it comes to employing people, my friends, it seems like you have to get in place. The thing that I'm missing the most is that. What's what I'm looking for? Bottomless pit of money to pay people, because I guess in business, cash flow is everything, right? And cash flow is, it can make or break you. So I try not to jump too much into those things where I might need to find extra money in a hurry. And the simplest way is to do what I have to do, work with freelancers where I haven't got to employ people yet. Again, call it what you like, my friends. Look, let me stop talking about myself, because it's about you and about my friends who are in the studio. We have Mr. Cyrus, there's owner of Readers TV, we have Tabaloba here as well, and we have Mr. Calm, Mr. Michael. Willie J, how are you doing, my friend? Great to see you, I tell you. Now, Willie J he's a superstar, a proper superstar. I mean, if you don't know who Willie J is, then you need to get to know this legend. This man's won Entrepreneur of the Year awards in the US several times. 2024, 2023. And of course, he's written amazing books. And I have read your books, Willie J, and I say they're very inspiring. It is, and I guess it's a mindset thing. That's what I learned from Willie J. And if you don't know who he is, my friends, do connect with him and do go find out who he is, because one is a good friend to have, but also he has that trick. Sarah, so you're talking about your music, right? So Willie J is a professional musician. He's a superstar musician. Actually, doing a wonderful thing in the big world of music, and also, he's writing books, inspiring people, and just being a general good human. You can't ask for better than that, can you, really? Thank you, sir, for joining us. I appreciate you. I do. I really appreciate you. So let me come back to my topic today. I guess there's a reality that many of us face, I think. I don't know. I'm thinking we face it, but I think deep down we don't really face it, because many of us wish to face it, yet we think it's a bad thing. I mean, wouldn't it be great to create a solution that people just don't understand? To create something new. I guess I wish I created more new things, more things that people just don't understand. The reality is that many of us work from incremental gains, call it that, right? We'll tend to build on what is there already, which is useful. Of course, it's useful. There's every legitimacy behind building what people know and making it better. So I'm all for that. I'm all for that, because there's nothing wrong with that at all. That's why reinvent the wheel when you can build on what others have done before. I mean, there's an argument somewhere that many people can't actually build anything new, because everything that's possible has been done already, right? I don't believe that. Alas, I think it takes genius to find that solution, that new thing. I'm talking about the new thing, because that new thing will often become misunderstood. When you say to the world, here's my great idea, here's my new solution that you need, people look at you genuinely and go, what? What's that? So I think that's a great feeling, but in reality, it gives people the jeebies. It makes them nervous, makes them anxious, it makes them upset. That's a weird place to be in. So let me go back to Willie J very quickly. Myself, I'm counting now. The man's got 10 books out already. Isn't that remarkable? Most of them are on Amazon, so you can go and buy them. So the one, of course, it's been part of, I think, Nick the GBW, gifted bipolar writer. It's anthologies. Rattled Awake is one of them. I've got volume 2. And which other ones? I think also volume 1 is both of those 2 books. But now the ones I've bought and read is Winning with Love and Never Stop Winning, volume 1. My friends, do connect with him and do go and check out his books. I see also Willie J was in the book, Dr. Constance's book, Rebel with a Cause. So that Dr. CJ's anthology. The man's a legend, and I say do connect with him and do find out more. Don't just find out more. Connect with him and make friends with him, right? That's what we're here for. I love how the man's he's a normal guy in a big, who's doing big things. Willie J, I can't do any more, my friend. I have hopefully done you justice in how I introduce you. Let me welcome Gladys as well. Gladys, you're more than please. Thank you for joining. I say please. Thank you for joining us, Gladys. I always love to hear your thoughts. So Gladys is up on jury duty, jury service. Yeah. Hopefully it's not too arduous this time, Gladys. I mean, you've done it several times. Don't call me just our justice service in this country, in the UK. Don't call me. I don't want to know. I'm busy. I ain't got time to be sitting around looking on someone's case, right? Dr. Lisa, welcome. So glad you're here. Michael, I see you as well in the audience. Michael, my other friend in Brazil. So welcome, welcome, welcome. Who else do I see? Michael Rivers, welcome. Are you speaking about me? No, Michael. Of course I'm speaking about you. No, not you, Michael. I'm talking about Willie J. So the author friend and the all-round genius. I mean, if you want to, I guess, entrepreneur of the year multiple times, then Michael, come tell us about it, my friend. Come tell us about it, right? Well, I'm glad you're here, Michael. My friends, anyone else who's here, do drop us a comment that say hi, tell us where you join us from, say what you're up to. If you've got any questions, then you feel free. Yeah. So I've given you a context, right? We can create things, and those genuinely bold ideas that we'll talk about in this room can meet with what? What's that for? What does that do? Why do I need that? I'm not sure I'm interested in that at all, right? It's all of that I want to talk about today, my friends. How do we overcome this sense of creating something that's truly remarkable, truly a bold idea, truly new, truly different to what's there already? Let me talk to my friends. Let's get some thoughts from those who are on the stage. Michael, I see you, but I can see you in my lower screen, Michael. That's Michael A, and then my other friend in Brazil. So I'll call the other Michael Calm. That way I don't get all confused, right? But I don't know, on screen your camera's off, Michael. I don't know how that is, right? But I can see you, so no, bear with me. So let's try and keep the conversation moving quickly, my friends. Let's try and take 2 minutes to sort of share our thoughts, and then I can go on to the next person. That way we'll share reasonably what we came to share today. Tracy, welcome. I'm looking forward to your next show, Tracy. So glad you're here. What's Tracy talking? Tracy talking about, is it branding, is it marketing, something to that effect, right? Anyway, I'll be there, Tracy. So I'm glad you're here. Of course, Tracy also does audiobooks. If anyone wants audiobooks done, go to Tracy, go to Cyrus. Yeah, Tracy is here. You can tell us what you do yourself, Tracy, right? Rather than me trying to destroy your business for you, your credibility and everything you are, right? So let's go to Cyrus. Cyrus, this issue of creating something that no one understands initially, what's your take?
Hi everyone, my name is Cyrus. I'm the CEO of WendyJuno.com and a proud creator of Whisper Boy and Readers TV. So it's a pleasure to be in your event, Annie. And when I started, I was inspired by you. And so let me explain. Let me answer the question by explaining the point this way. Sometimes when you arrive somewhere and there's nobody there and it feels lonely, it feels boring, there's nobody around, it's just you. Have you noticed maybe it's not your fault, maybe it's nobody's fault, maybe it's because you're the first one to arrive? So it makes sense if you create something that hasn't been welcomed by the community that you belong to, and it feels lonely at times. Yeah, I acknowledge that, but you have to keep at it, keep going on and on and on and on, right? What was the name of the guy who invented the light bulb and Thomas Edison stole it from him?
Yeah, Edison.
I can't remember.
No, Edison, you're right.
Somebody else invented it, and I think he nicked it. I'm not sure. That's what they're saying. Some people say no, he invented it anyway. So when they invented, whoever was the first,
come near your device. If you're sounding further away.
So whoever invented the light bulb for the first time, right? they enjoyed the lights coming from a new device when everybody else was in the darkness, unless they had candle lights, right? So they must have felt so lonely when they invented Alexander Graham Bell. When they invented the phone, they must have felt lonely, right? They didn't have many people to talk to, just one person who said hello or whatever they said. So if you create something and there's nobody else there to celebrate it with you, or you feel alone, please remember there is this thing called blue ocean strategy and the blue ocean method of thinking. Up until I came to your show, Annie, I didn't know what on earth meant to be utilizing that method of that line of thought. Even though I had been doing it, but I didn't know what it meant. So basically, what you need to do is find yourself a niche, or as some people call it, a niche, and don't worry about not being famous for it. Don't worry about not being known, right? As they say, riches are in the niches, right? So do something that other people aren't doing, or if they are doing it, they're not doing it as well as you are. I hope that makes sense.
Makes perfect sense, my friend. Perfect sense. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for sharing this. Much more in the conversation. Who's joined us? Someone joined us. Okay, I don't know. I think okay, Michael fell off. Okay, that's cool. Now, Cyrus, no, great share. So I'm glad you went there with the great inventors of our time. You know, I mean, I think Bell was locked up for mental health, for suggesting that you could have waves carry, I guess, carry information without wires.
The same fate was expecting me, but I've been on the run for a while, so they never caught me.
They'll catch you sooner or later, my friend. They'll catch up with you, right?
No doubt, no doubt.
I see Joni's here as well. Joni, you got 2 books out today. Eventually, Joni. So let me welcome Halle. Halle, welcome. My next event, I'm going to Halle's speed networking at 8 o'clock, my friend. So we're going to have to leave on time, whether we like it or not, because otherwise I won't make it there. And speed networking is it's a busy thing. Halle's thing is only half an hour long. So if you fancy speed networking to meet hundreds of people, literally 100 people allowed in a room, then do connect with her and do come along to the service that I'm talking about. So it's right after this event, right? Linda, welcome. Glad you're here. If anyone else wants to join the studio, please, you're welcome to come and join us. So we'd love to hear your thoughts. Oh, otherwise, put some of your thoughts in the comments. Of course, I'll get through them as best I can. So, Mr. Calm, let's talk to you. How are you doing, Mr. Calm? Mr. Calm, we've lost you. Oh no. Okay.
I'm here.
Yeah, you're there. Right. What's your take on creating solutions that people don't understand?
Well, I think of it this way, and I'm just piggybacking off of what Cyrus said in a little bit. He talked about being with a niche of people creating a product, and only a niche of people understand it, or even a niche of people support you because they do understand it, or they don't understand it, but they support you because of your character and they believe in you. The thing is just keep on going. You need to scratch that itch on the niche, because that keeps you going. I mean, it's really.
You really went there, didn't you, Carl?
I tell you, that's why I laugh.
You naughty boy.
Cyrus. But I couldn't let it go. So
oh, no.
you there's also another thing that you got to take into consideration. You got to be absolutely and utterly confident in yourself, confident in your ability, confident in this day and age. We need folks that are out there actually going about and producing what and proving what they have produced. literally. And they don't have, like for instance, there's a guy in Malawi who's produced electricity out of thin air. Electricity out of thin air. This is not him saying that, I'm going off of radio waves, whatever. No, he hasn't described exactly what he does, but he's just put a couple of wires together and done some sort of thought process, did this, did that, and voila, you've got electricity. It's like he's captured the cloud, the nimbus cloud, and put it in a box. You have your electricity right there, huh? But he's in Malawi. I've hardly ever heard of this guy, but he's wired up an entire village with electricity. People are getting it out of this box. Nothing is running into the houses. Nothing. No, it's just being created, generated right there and then, and they're having electricity. Wow. Wow. And the community, the scientific community does not believe him. They cannot believe it, and they don't want to believe it. Why? Because he does not explain how he got it, or the way he explains it is so out of this world. No, but they're not there yet. Nobody can understand it yet because they're not there yet. And the rest of the world is not going to be there, but he does. And he's confident enough to put, and if you're confident in him and you ask him to come and do it, he probably come and do it for a price, or maybe very little, but not much. But he's a person who hasn't even he hasn't even finished primary school. And he's old enough to be he's old enough to be in university right now. And this is a guy who's just got primary education, not even that, and he's generating electricity. An innovation that people just don't want to believe. But he's proven it. He's actually made it work. But he doesn't need your proof. All he has to do is build his thing and go on with his life. Why does he need you? So you got to be confident enough to push your ideas, to make it happen, to prove it. Why do you need anybody to believe in you? Why do you need other people to believe in you? You need to believe in yourself first.
Deep, deep, my friend.
Later,
Deep.
believe in yourself first, make it happen. You know what you can do. And that's all that's all it is. Scratch that itch.
Yeah.
You're the niche. Scratch that itch. All right. Later.
Look, I agree with you. And the reason we need other people to understand our idea is simply that they have to buy. Most of us create to sell something, right? We want to sell our solution, sell our idea. So, unless people understand or get our solution, they won't buy it. That's the problem we have. But I think as Halle says, confidence is key. If you don't believe in what you're trying to sell, my friends, you don't believe in your solution, then you're done before you even get started, right? So let's go to Tobiloba. Thank you so much, Michael. Thank you so much, Calm. I never get used to calling you Calm because I don't call you Calm any other time apart from on these events, right? Tobiloba, talk to me. Creating a unique solution, my friend. How do we get people now? How do we move past people who doubt us, who don't get it?
Wow, good to have you, everyone. And it's a great thing to be here again. And this is a question we've been asking all this while. And we have different opinion, we have different perspective about the whole stuff. I don't know if you can hear me clearly, please.
Yeah, we can hear you clearly. I can hear you clearly.
Well, just like I don't know who just spoke now. I think it's calm.
Yeah.
Right. It's not how you can create a better life or create something different if you don't believe in yourself. It's not how. I'm not just going to to say a whole lot of things tonight. I just want to build on that thing. Like it just starts from you believing in yourself back. And I was talking to a mentee a couple of minutes ago that we were made to understand that whatever that is going on around us that is not good can come to us or we can feel it as well. But literally, it is what we believe that we attract. You understand? Is what we believe that comes to us. It's not what is actually happening around us. What is happening around us will not come to us if we don't call onto it, if we don't attract it with our thoughts, with our actions, with our everyday activities, with the people we are surrender ourselves with. So we need to understand that for us to change a better life, to change things, to turn things around, so then what we do must be different. So I'm going to use my mic and yeah, I'm going to share more as time goes on.
Thank you so much, my friend. Thank you so much. Let me get to my button as quick as I can. Okay, no, of course, no. Again, this self-belief conversation, that's part of that. That's at the heart of everything, right? I say again, Halle says, "Don't worry about typos, Halle. You know, as long as I get what you're saying, no, we get what you're saying. Every day, my faith is stronger than my fear. Isn't that so true? You know, they've been able to create great things, my friends. I was talking to someone yesterday. Again, I think it was Sean on the show, Sean Michael. You know, and I think we have this thing about us where we have that divine download. You know, I mean, he called it vision, where we know what we can do. We know our heart says to us, "Here's what the world needs. Here's what the world needs you to do." And most of us just go, "I'm too busy. I can't hear it. I can't do that." You know, and then we let it go, and then a great idea falls by the wayside. Right? That's ridiculous. You know, we must stop doing that to ourselves. You know, we must stop living in our fear and start living in our faith. The faith that we are destined to be who we are. That we're here for a reason, right? We have a gift, and every time we get a download, we should talk a little bit. Talk about this quite often. We just need to just say, "Yeah, I'm going to do it." Whatever that thing is, right? Just go and if you know it's a good idea, just go and do it. Don't play with it. Oh, what if? What if? What if? Go for it. Now, what if you do succeed? Tracy, how you doing? I can see you moving around. You're back in your seat now, though. Now, welcome, Dr. Vivian.
Thank you. I totally forgot I had my camera on.
You came back just in time. You came back just in time.
Yeah, and I actually just came here to support. And then I'll tell you, Annie, when I saw you are the only one who had the camera on, I just wanted to be here for you.
Thank you.
It's okay, including
I'll take it.
all the yeah, all the shows I had. My guests had only audio on. I'm okay with that. But however, when I'm audience, I see only the host that has a camera on. I just want to be here to be with you. Okay, that's the whole reason. And I'm glad I'm here. I heard from Cyrus, he talked about niche marketing, and I wanted to say our Americans, we say niche all the time because it is easy, right? We don't go by, whatever the French says about the CH, we just like to say okay. Yeah, just excuse us. Okay, it should be niche marketing, like you said. You are 100% right. And also, Mr. Kang, Michael, he said about confidence. That's what I wanted to say, and he literally said everything I wanted to say. But I want to just add one more thing. This morning, I read a post from a fellow Chinese lady. She actually quoted a very, very famous part of a book of a 99-year-old literate in Chinese literature. She already passed away, but she wrote many books. And inside one of her most famous books, she wrote about in life, for a person, we have three states. One, know who I am and what I do. Second, well, I actually labeled that ABC. So A, know who I am and what I do. B, go above and beyond. C, enjoy life. And she's asking which state are you in? And I guess I'm still struggling, wrestling with myself in A. And that's same thing with the business as well. Finding who you are, what you do, and what you do better than others. Like Sarah said, niche marketing is important, and be confident, have confidence, this unwavering determination to achieve your goal, be successful, like Mr. Kang mentioned. That's very important. And once you achieve your success, either personal or business, then you can go above and beyond. And hopefully you can enjoy yourself at the very end, or maybe at the same time. I guess these three states are not really parallel. I think they can overlapping somehow. Thank
Yeah.
you so much, Annie.
No. Thank you so much, Tracy. So of course I like that. Again, it's it's within us, right? It's within us, and self-awareness is where it all starts. And so thank you so much. And so just to make sure you don't miss a comment, Dr. Vivian says, "Hi Tracy, you look amazing." She does. She always does, and her background's to die for, right? It's always a good thing. Thank you so much, Tracy. Let's. Michael keeps falling off, so hopefully we'll come back. Joni, how are you doing? Joni, are you there? I'm counting my 5 as I always do.
I'm trying to click on my. Oh my goodness! No, I am here. Hi.
It works. How are you doing? Congratulations again. I think so. Your new book is out, and I'm looking at it now. It is like the ebook is live. So we need to just do the check-in before we publish the ebook or the print book, should I say? And for the Triceratops, I spoke to Amazon again today. Because yesterday they said to me, "Fix this page." I'm like, "Okay, fine." I fixed it, and then today, then they still didn't publish it. I'm like, "Damn, that's so annoying." This morning I woke up, I'm like, "Amazon, what's going on? Like, fix these 2 pages as well." Then, you know your pictures. You know your pictures
I
when at the
appreciate
end.
your endeavor on that.
Always. Anyway, welcome.
Welcome to you, Annie.
Talk to me on for bold ideas. For bold ideas, I know what
I think a lot of us, probably who are listening, are entrepreneurial in spirit, and that takes some people by surprise. So definitely I agree with what everyone else was saying. Like, it does, you have to have confidence in yourself, and you have to be prepared to fail a lot before you get the right thing going. I mean, truly, like, it's it's very hard unless you're like just break through, like, whatever, Facebook or something, or Apple. You do have to try really hard to make your idea work, and you have to be open to other suggestions, and really just like don't quit on modifying that dream. So I own a painting company, but I modify it as time goes on. So I have modified it to take care of like winter times in Chicago where it's cold. I have modified it now to include putting together modular homes, which I think is going to be very important for housing here and around the world in the future. It doesn't cost that much. Most come from China, so we'll see how the tariffs do. But I do think that continuously, like, thinking about new ideas and writing down new ideas as an entrepreneur, so you really have faith in them, and so you can really like outline them and reach out to the best people to make them come to fruition, is really important. And just so you know, everyone, So if you would like to make electricity, get a cardboard paper towel roll and then put a magnet inside and then wrap some coil around. It's copper coil, and then put a light bulb at one end, and then put a dead sensor at another end. And a magnet can come from like an old computer or something. I did that for science, the science fair. So if you're annoyed about having no light, you can make it. I will help you.
Of course, look, I love everything you say. You know, we're all very good at wanting to have one idea that's going to make us rich and famous and change the world. But in reality, we need to have many ideas, right? I mean, Sarah's mentioned Edison earlier. You know, so I'm always amazed by the number of patents he has. He has thousands of patents still, things that he created. We know him for the light bulb, but how many things he improved? He made our phone system work. You know, the internet that we use today came from their solutions. So creating waves that can move information around without wires.
Yeah.
I mean, that is remarkable. We're doing the same. So I do want to go there. No, of course, Hannah saying, Joni, so proud of you.
And
So
I always say it's a compilation of ideas. Like, your idea is not that unique necessarily, but it's going to improve another idea that could also be really important to helping something come to fruition, which I've said twice now, so I'm gonna stop using that word.
I agree with you. It is, refining the ideas, refining things to work.
And but also anyone with like ADD or ADHD, like me, probably plenty of people, write it down, especially if you're going through perimenopause. You forget about things. So that's...
Yeah, no, most people forget about things that you don't write down. I remember someone saying the other day, it's funny how the best ideas come when you tend to be in the shower and you're like, oh, by the time you get out,
like late at night, like when I'm just laying quiet in bed. But yeah, shower too. I guess shower too.
Just learn to write these things down, right? It's so that is so
write
true.
them down.
Yes, and I said again. I think Alice talks about the joy. And I think I kept pressing the same thing when actually pressing something else. So Alice says, joy is so important. It's joy in what we do, right? But I think, but this is like it's like a circular argument we're having, a conversation we're having today. Say, follow your instincts, follow your genius, and then make sure it works, and commit to it. And that's what
and utilize the resources, right?
Yeah.
Utilize. It doesn't have to just be you. And I mean, AI is doing superhuman things, and I am fascinated by it. I just it's going to eliminate a lot of different like simple jobs that you would have to do alone as a business owner, but also it makes the need for human connection so much greater on the sales side, let's say, and on the business side. So it's not going to take away our jobs as being humans, but I have found so many sites to help me with my business, with architectural design, with how to place things, with how to space things. I mean, I think I have told a lot of you guys that I am selling my home. I literally walked through my home with my iPhone, took 2 minutes, and they gave me a comprehensive floor plan layout that I put on with my realtor. And it was uncanny. They had the exact amount of stairs, the exact distances where windows were placed. And so it is amazing to me. So just utilize all those resources if you are the creative type and are wanting to start an idea.
Yeah, no, so of course I like that. You know, so the thing I would say, take action. Again, Halle, I agree with you. So Halle says, play and be that 4-year-old with thoughts and creations will develop from that state. You know, I guess now this is the thing we call creative intelligence, you know, creative imagination. And so, you know, it's a tool, and not many know how to use it. So I will talk about that maybe in our next room for this, you know, for what if. I think now we need to trust our creative imagination. We need to go there in the first place, right? Not just trust it. We actually need to go there and develop how to use it, how to genuinely, because that's the way we're going to create something different. You know, it's a weird alchemy. It's a weird concoction of spirituality, quantum physics, what we know, you know, and our knowledge, our experience, our fears sometimes. Is that bring it all together to create something genius. Will can. And let's hope people do respond the way we want. You know, of course, Dr. Vivian says absolutely true. That's so true. No fear. Now, fear is what stops us doing these great things, right? Fear is what gets in our way. Look, you know, as we sit here, my friends, who do we know that's doing something truly different? Okay, no. I thought for a second, I don't know anyone who does. Of course we do. No, we do. Look, you know, they said who's in our community do something different. Cyrus doing something different. You know, so if anyone knows Christine Zizic, is that her name? You know, the one that she does funeral stuff, digital funerals. That's remarkable. You know, digital funerals I'm remembering. You don't know what it is. You have to connect with her to find out how I'm talking about. But you know, I think that's remarkable. That's something different, right? Cyrus is doing his TV, you know, so Reader's TV, for example. You know, again, that's very different. You know, so Cyrus, I'll come back to you, my friend. You know, before I come to you, I want to show a video for a second, for a minute and a half. Queen Leah, thank you so much for joining us. You know, it says, you know, so many amazing friends. You all are my friends. You give me your time. I love you.
Also, Chiesa is also doing something different.
Yeah. So the people amongst us are doing something different, right? You know, I guess it's how, you know, I guess we will appreciate the challenge that they have to bring their thing to the world, right? To bring a solution for everyone to say, yeah, finally I get it. You know, you've all mentioned many things, but I'll come back to that in a second. Let me show you a quick video, which I think paints an idea of my thinking around this, right? Okay, right, here goes.
Only sell something you believe in. When you're in business for yourself, that's the beauty, is you get to only build stuff that you believe in. Only sell something you believe in. Only, please, for the love, only sell something you believe in. So there's two applications here. Number one, are you trying to sell something you don't believe in? Do you believe in your own product? Do you believe in your own service? If you don't, you either need to A, stop selling that product or service, or B, learn to believe in it, or make it better so that you do believe in it. Is this making sense? So if you're having a hard time selling a coaching program or a course or training, and you don't really even believe in it, like maybe you shouldn't be selling that. Like I've had courses that I tried to sell that didn't sell well, and then when I looked at them, I'm like, it's not even that helpful. So no wonder I'm not selling it. And even if I could sell it, I wouldn't feel great about it because I don't believe in it. So I'm gonna take it off the market. I've literally taken stuff off the market, even though I've sold some of them before. Not that it was immoral or unethical or harmful. It just wasn't great. Only sell something that's great. So only make stuff that's great. And I'm going to assume that you do make stuff that's great. So if you do make something that's great, well, then this should shift in your heart because look, you believe in this thing, don't you? You've worked hard on it. And not just that you've worked hard on it and that's why you believe in it. You believe in it because you believe it will actually help somebody. And I'm assuming that's the majority of people listening to this. You have something that you believe is truly transformational for people. If so, then you don't need to be afraid of it because you know this is the best thing for somebody. Only sell something you believe in.
I tell you, I can't say that loud enough, right? That is the truth there, right? You know, we must truly believe in our bold idea. Truly, you know, we must believe in it. You know, again, I mentioned Christine just now. You know, if we look at someone like Elon Musk, I mean, electric cars, electric batteries, like that. You know, when the man started in the 1970s, no one cared. No one gave a monkeys. No one believed the word he said. Cars that don't run on gasoline? How? Look where he is now. I guess this is my way of saying to you, when you find a solution, it may take a long time. It may take a long time for people to actually get to buy into it. But you have to carry on. Tracy mentioned and Sarah mentioned niche marketing. I don't say the American way. I can't even pronounce it the American way. It's niche, right? There's no other way of saying it, Tracy. I laugh. This is about bringing something different, saying to people, slowly but surely, you need this. But it comes from knowing that this is their idea, this is a solution they need. You have to know. You can't question yourself. You can't be free. You can't second guess yourself. And I think, as Joni said, we must carry on modifying that thing. Again, in 50 years, nearly 40 years, Elon Musk has turned the electric car market into a thing where it never was. Of course, Tesla, we didn't start Tesla. The Tesla started Tesla, right? I'm saying, but Musk has worked this for 2 generations of people to get to where he is, and it's made him untold money. That's what having a truly unique solution that people misunderstand can do for you. It is, now don't underestimate how far it's come and how hard it's had to work. Because it's had to work for years. And some will say to you, it's an overnight success. It's not. This is what it takes to overcome this being misunderstood. I said Musk is only one, like I mentioned. Just imagine that day when Microsoft turned around and said, ditch your typewriters. And they're like, what? Well, you're now going to have computers in your house. Like, what? How's that going to be? That's impossible. I'm saying these things have been going on for years. Tracy, people look at us, my friend, and they think we just do what we know. So everyone who does an event is doing something new, right? I didn't find a single video that answers my question today. How do we become understood for your bold idea? There's different videos on different issues, similar, close. That's why I've just showed you one. But I say everything we do, Trace, every conversation we have is a bold idea. And again, maybe people don't realize that when we set out.
What is your answer to that?
What's that? What's my bold idea?
Yes. How would you explain your answer to that?
You're jumping ahead of the game, right?
Oh, okay.
That's another part of the conversation.
I wanted to know what you thought about that.
I think that look,
I think you got the answer.
I agree. Look, self-confidence in what you do. And then the point I was trying to make just now is that when we set our topics, people don't see us shaking, Tracy, thinking, what if no one turns up? What if no one wants to talk about this? What if no one cares? But every event organizer has that nerves. We'll fret, or we all do. It crosses our mind. They're like, oh, I'm gonna do it anyway. I think they're gonna like it. And so we said it, and amazingly, every single one turns out to be good, great. I said that Tracy's conversations, especially, they're a bit different, of course. But every single organizer of events has their own different idea. We come from being, what the video said, believe in yourself. Believe that you're creating something that's going to help people. That's how we do. That's why we do what we do, right?
Okay, but believe in yourself. If other people misunderstand you, oh well. You believe.
No. It's not. Oh well. We have to educate them by keep showing up, by keep doing. Are you
okay. Well, see, that's what you do, Annie. You do that. That's how you've started your business, by keep showing up. And that's a really impressive quality about you. But for other people, let's say, I do know there is plenty of people out there who just are amazing listeners and want to start their own sort of like counseling type program. There's a million. How do you differentiate that? How do you? This is not for me. This is really more for other people saying it feels like you're misunderstood because you're like, mine's the best, but then there's like 1,000 other people who want to put you on the calendar, and like people don't show up. Like how do you overcome that?
Yeah, no, again, it's an important point you make, Joni. It really is. I suppose we'll go to Cyrus in a second, so Cyrus can tell us how he's doing what he's doing. Maybe I'll say this, Joni. Many people's ideas, they're not bold. They're not different to what others are doing. That's the problem, right? So if your idea is not different, if you have nothing new to add to the market, why should people go? Why should they leave their existing supplier and come to you? And it's something like counseling is very hard because, let's face it, my friends. Barbara, welcome, Barbara. Glad you're here, right? Of course, Queen Leah say, Joni, your hair looks amazing. Yes, I like to show the compliments that way. People don't think I'm ignoring it, right? Yeah. I said, no, most people don't really create anything new, Joni. They rely on themselves. They rely on different things. Again, I'll play a video in a second that might explain what I think people are doing, Joni. Now, bear with me. Now, hold the thoughts and bear with me. Cyrus, Mr. Cyrus. You have to unmute Cyrus, otherwise I don't think you're there. You're there. Okay, excellent. So talk to me. I mean, your readers TV is a new thing, right?
Yeah. So it has. So we're running the pilot at the moment. But before I start, that's a question. That's Joni's question.
Come nearer the mic. Come nearer the mic because you sound very far away.
Can you hear me now?
We can hear you, but you sound a bit tinny. So come a bit nearer.
Yeah, can you hear me better now?
That's 1,000 times better. Go for it, man.
Okay, excellent. So before I mention what I'm doing, I just wanted to say something about what you and Johnny were discussing earlier about Elon Musk. Have you noticed that he's got a company called Boring Company, and he's going to excavate on was it Los Angeles or was it New York that he's planning to excavate?
Los Angeles.
Yes, it's Los Angeles. So basically, he's trying to excavate underneath the city, and then that's one part. I am sharing that with you as a marketing strategist. Okay, so I look at everything as strategy first, then the rest, right? So he's also got a production line of robots, like autonomous, not so much autonomous, but robots that are controlled by. So he's doing that, and he knows that it's impossible to actually go to Mars and live and operate on the surface. So he's such a massive strategist, Elon Musk. I think he's planning on excavate underneath Mars where the radiation is less, and robots are going to be operated for the first, I don't know, 10, 20, 30 years before they make it habitable for human beings. So all along, as he started, I think he was doing PayPal back then when he owned it. So all along he was making a network. Then he created Tesla. So you can't use a fossil fuel on Mars. He's using he's making his batteries better, right? He's a visionary of his time. He's ahead of his time, obviously. And it doesn't matter if people don't understand him. It's got people's understanding. Sometimes you need to accept that has no bearing on your vision. Okay, your vision is your vision. If people can't understand your vision, perhaps you need to explain it better to them. Explain it in like more understandable chunks, smaller, more palatable, or perhaps digestible chunks. But please never allow people's lack of understanding hinder your vision, because your vision needs to come to fruition. Okay, otherwise it will be just a vision.
Yeah, I agree with you. I agree 100%.
And regarding what I'm doing,
go on, please carry on.
Well, I think. Oh,
go on,
sorry.
No, please go ahead.
I heard it. I know about this because I And Elon Musk is, good gosh, I mean, like the most amazing entrepreneur there is. He's really weird, but he's a genius. He's a genius in our time, and I think like some things that like are around him. This is just my point of view. Like he just is like, how do I fix this? Like, like how do I fix transportation? Because I'm sitting in traffic and I hate it. And so I'm going to dig underground tunnels and make, the Autobahn underneath LA. So I think that was kind of what was going through his head. And he's like, I'll just do it, you know. And along with the robots, he's like, well, factories have had robotic arms, like putting cars together for a long time or whatever, manufacturing. But what if we had a humanoid robot that could do tasks that could hit the masses? And I'll test it out on Kim Kardashian first. And so he's a genius, and he obviously has no pretension. He's like, I think the American system of education and the transparency here is wrong, and I believe in Trump's idea to limit, the government influence in that. I will join Trump. And then he was like, I made a mistake. I will leave this now.
Yeah.
I mean, so it's like he is pretty genius. So do not plan to become him, but it's pretty cool that he can kind of like rock and roll.
I think we're all geniuses, and I say, Barbara, I love your comments. Of course, welcome as well. This is Barbara says, you came into this world by yourself. Most likely, you will leave alone. So if you're the one who will always be there, be good to yourself, and only make a difference in your life if you are willing and able. Make yourself happy, and the energy around you will improve. So there's we have to have it in our hearts. I think is what I take from that, Barbara. So I agree with you, Jane, of course. Hello, Wumi, event organizer supreme, glad you're here. Zara, I see you as well. Thank you so much for being here. Of course, great to have you here. Great to have you also giving me some of your time today. So I'm grateful. So we've got about 25 minutes left, thereabouts, right? Look, Elon Musk is a visionary, as Cyrus calls it. Cyrus, the bits you missed out is that thing called SpaceX. Oh, as much as well as SpaceLink. I'm saying he's created a whole ecosystem.
Yes, that's absolutely right.
How to communicate, in
Starlink.
space. Starlink, that's the one.
Yes. Everything he's doing is to colonize Mars. Everything. Just look at every element of. So for each element of the operations, he's got a separate business registered under that kind of earmarked for that purpose.
Yeah, I agree with you. So again, look, let's pay attention to what he's doing with his spacecrafts. Every week, this man's happy to show up in the world and say, "Oh, my spacecraft crashed." Failed launch, they call it, right? And it doesn't bat an eyelid. It says, "Yeah, great. I'm gonna go again and do better next time." And they're always better now. They're working because that's how you learn, right? We seem to have this thing about ourselves where we must be perfect the first time round. We don't need to be perfect. We just need to know the solution. So below us, look, my friend, go, I'll let you speak, then I'll show my next video.
All right. Yeah, because I would like to leave in any moment from now. So I'll quickly need to put my share. And so wonderful share so far. And I think we need to understand one more thing. If you truly want to do something different or change our life, it's just like we just have stop seeing failure as something that demonic or something that is not part of the journey. All right. Because fear of failure has basically stopped a whole lot of people from changing their life, from changing the business they are called to change, they'll feel like maybe they're not enough. They let anxiety and pressure set in, and they basically do not even focus on what is really, really important. It wasn't clear. All those things for all the people that make the best out of life, like Elon Musk that we are using as our case study this evening. Like they didn't see it. It wasn't so clear, but they just have it. They just think about it. To them, it wasn't making sense that when they think about it. All right. I created a system a couple of some months back, and I tried to begin to apply it like a couple of weeks, like a month back, which I call the 4-step client flow system. I was just like, how is this thing going to help people? Why is it going to help others? And I just begin to put content in that regards, how you could be able to use, how you could be able to use it. And I was very shocked when when I was calculating today, like 5 to 6 people already reach out. Like, how can we use this users flow? What does it do? And the whole stuff. You understand? So I was basically thinking about it. Is it going to work? It doesn't make sense to me at first too. But when I apply into my own business and then try to tell 1 or 2 people to apply it, how they are going to apply it, and it started to make sense. It started to give me a clearer picture. It started to show me that, okay, this is how it can help people. Do you understand? So what I'm saying in essence is that whatever you think that you need to change your life, or whatever you think that you need to do to change your life, the moment you're able to even think about it, it means one way or the other, it has the solution to your problem. It has the solution to what you are basically going through at the moment. So it's better that you make use of it. Make use of it when he was trying to create the Starlink and the whole stuff that is going to be walking around the world as well. He do probably think like, okay, there will be carrier. He didn't think about T-Mobile. He didn't think about any other very soon. He doesn't think about Nigeria that we have M10, we have Etisalat, we have different type of carrier. He just created it that this is what this one is coming to do. This is the achievement is going to do. This is the solution is going to, bring to the table. So whatever solution you have for the world, don't hesitate to communicate it with people. Don't hesitate to let people know that this is the problem you identify and this is the solution you've been able to provide for it. So don't be part of the problem, always be part of the solution, right? That people want to listen to. So that's one thing you need to put at back of your mind. And if you want to take test of that, my 4-step system, client flow system, it's just a system that I create for marketers, for people who don't want their sales to be like a miracle, who want it to be constant all the time. That is what the system is all about. You may even reach out and let's talk about 1 or 2 things. That's how you could be able to use that flow. And if you can even check my LinkedIn, there's so many content that I put out there that could be able to help you, that can enable you to, to make use of this and be able to sell more of your books, sell more of your products, sell more of your services, and being able to even communicate more effectively if you apply this in a good way. So that is going to be my take this evening. And thank you so much for always giving us the opportunity, Mr. Eni. And I look forward to what we are creating. We are putting something huge together for the world, for Africa. And I hope when it's time to let you guys know more about it, we will be here and we'll be here to serve you. Thank you so much, Eni.
Thank you so much. There's important points you made there, my friend. Which is it has to work. Our solution must work for people. It must work, right? To talk about Elon Musk, his solution work, and I hate Teslas, by the way. I'm a Merc driver.
I do too. Hate
and
them.
and
I hate them. You know I hate them.
You got personal stories, Joe.
I know. We're not going to share that right now.
Let's hold that for a
But
second.
Toby, yeah, that was a good comment.
It really was. But I'm going to build on that to topple over. And I said, do connect with him because we have got big ideas coming. So we're of one mind that we need to think differently, all of us. Zara, you're too funny. Zara said, I told them my idea would change the world. They told him to change the font. I was laughing quietly, Zara. You're way too funny. Your other comments, of course, I can see them too, right? I'll get to them in good time. April, welcome. Look, I don't know. My thing with Musk is not personal. I leave him to be the weirdo he is. Joni, I see your comments about how he's got all this 10 kids. I'm not going to judge him. No, I don't care about any of that
No,
stuff.
he does. He wants to like get the proper kid to be his like robot kid. But like honestly, how can you do all this and be a proper father to a bunch of different kids? It just doesn't
and see, my son has this weird idea that he wants to have 20 kids, 40 kids. I'm like, you're not going to do any of that. I'm like, you're not going to do any of that stuff. You're just not. They'll bankrupt you. But Musk can pay for all his kids and more. That's the point, right? Anyway,
well,
Tracy.
Not with love. That's not what's important.
Oh my goodness. I don't know what he's thinking. I really don't know.
I mean, there is this whole big crisis that people are not having enough kids. So maybe your son will help.
It doesn't need to have 40 kids. No, Joni, no.
Right. I mean, that poor multiple women.
I'm not having it. I'm just not having it.
We're talking about that. You know, it's kind of weird, you know, because kids, let's stick to the topic, the subject. I'm going to go down a rabbit hole.
Leave that alone. Leave that alone for a second, right? Michael, no. Shout out to Annie's son. Everybody can hear me now. He's downstairs, right under my floor. So let's deal with that. Come back to the point, Michael. You know, I think there's something that we need to focus on in creating our bold idea to make our idea really work. And I'm looking in the wrong place. Let me show you a quick video to give you the idea, because Toboloba is dead right when he says focus on your solution that you're creating, because you know you're creating the right solution. The only way we know we're creating the right solution, my friends, is because we are focused on one people, right? One person. Hopefully this is the right video. I think it is the right video. It should be. Let me make sure. If there's an advert, don't cuss me, don't blame me. This is YouTube for you, right? Let me try my best. Here it goes.
Great quote that's really going to summarize what I'm going to teach you today. And it's the goal of marketing is to understand your customers so well that the product or service fits him and sells itself. It's from the brilliant management consultant, Peter Drucker. You know, and the goal is to really find the customers. And I don't know if you have, 100 customers, but there's really like 10 that are amazing. The goal is to figure out what are those 10, what do they have in common? Who are they? What are the characteristics to make them up so that you can actually do marketing that finds those people and attracts 100 out of 100, not 10 out of 100. Because if you look at your day and all the distractions and the craziness, you're probably spending time with people that are actually not a good fit for your business. You know, I really struggled learning this. When I was 26, I started a company and we built this product. And I thought for sure our customers are going to be small business owners. I was passionate about helping small business owners. My friends, my brothers, they were all small business owners. So I built this marketing tool. And I remember sitting down at a coffee shop. We did kind of in-person interviews with business shop owners. So we were booking a bunch of them at a coffee shop. And we sat down and I showed this marketing tool. It was a landing page app. I showed it to a customer. And he looked at it and he just went blank. He goes, "What am I supposed to do now?" And I was like, "Well, you click get started." And he's like, "Well, okay." And he clicked getting started. And then it was like this template. Choose a template for a landing page. This guy didn't understand what a landing page was. He didn't even have the need. He didn't even know why he would use this. And I thought for sure every small business customer needs landing pages so that when they're running paid traffic to their website, they can capture the lead. And it was horrible experience. You know, it really made me realize that instead of trying to guess who my customer is, maybe I should ask them. Maybe I should show them the product and say, who do you think the customer is going to be for? You know, a small pivot changed the direction of that. It ended up being that it wasn't the small business customer, it was the marketing agencies they hired to do their marketing. And the business took off. But I tell you that because there's 3 ways that I've learned to get feedback from the customer to really understand what an ideal customer looks like. The one is in person, like I just told you, at a coffee shop, sitting down face to face, watching them. You know, when I was doing these customer interviews, the thing that really kind of blew my mind was we always asked them to bring their laptops. And when he opened up his laptop, I don't know if you've ever seen this, maybe your grandparents have this problem, but he had about 15 toolbars in his browser. Like essentially half the browser page was spyware that somehow over the years he had collected on his computer. So our landing page pushed everything down. And I would have never learned that without sitting face to face and watching them. You know, it's one of my favorite things to actually like sit down in somebody's office and watch them interact with our solution. You know, and this is true if you're in retail or a restaurant. It's like sit down with the customer, maybe after they've experienced your product, and talk to them. You know, one thing I do every Thursday in my company is I call it Smile and Dial. I get 6 or 7 names from our customers or recent customers over the past 2 weeks, and I just call them. Now, here's the trick that I'm going to teach you is don't tell them you're the founder or CEO if you are, because they will just go off. They won't give you real feedback because they don't want to hurt your feelings, knowing that you created the solution they're using. So that's a trick. But every Thursday, Smile and Dial. It's a way for me to really understand who our core customers are. The other way is a bit more kind of hands-off, is to survey them. You know, I've done this recently with my blog. If you're watching this on my blog, I sent out a survey to thousands of my viewers and asked them, you know, what are some of your top challenges? What's a question you would ask me? I asked about 18 different questions to really understand who my core audience was. You know, it's a really simple way. In the technology world, there's this thing called the Customer Discovery Survey. You can go look at it at survey.io. And it asked some really amazing questions. My favorite one of all of them was, how do you explain our company or service to a friend? Think about that. The language your customers use to explain your product to a friend that you get to learn. And if you looked over 100 different responses, you can figure out which one of these words should we maybe add to our homepage, add to the description of how our product or service works. I mean, it's a really amazing and intimate way to understand your customers. And the third, probably...
You don't get to say your third way because your third way is a bit boring. So I shan't listen to the third way. You don't need the third way, I promise you. I watched the video several times, right? My friends, focus on your customer. Talk to them. You see, I say, John, Tracy, here's a question for you, and Calm as well. You know, you're both in the US, especially. Do you have radiators in the US, Tracy? Do you have radiators? You know, radiators, heating things that heat up the room.
Yeah,
You have them in the US,
I mean,
right?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, of course.
See, we have them in the UK. Let me tell you, as a marketer, I get to see some amazing ideas. One of the best ideas I ever came across is a company that makes radiators, right? And this will resonate with you too, so Joni. The radiators were not metal things; they were painted into your wall. So they were literally painted in the wall. So it was like wallpaper radiators. And they heated the room in a different kind of way. They heated the room by heating you, not the room. I was like, that is so real. That's next gen, right? Next gen heating. You know, that is remarkable. You know what? The genius that created this next gen heating, he couldn't stand to do marketing. He couldn't stand to face the world. Where's his idea now? Still dead. I was heartbroken for him, right? That's another great idea, more recent. It's my fashion brand that I work with, Mutelli. Again, you know, they created this range of clothing it's half denim, half cotton. But it's quality cotton. It's not cheap cotton t-shirts, right? It's proper denim and proper cotton, right? You think, wow. You know, but again, my client would not show up anyway. He won't show his face. He won't speak. He won't do anything. If you can't market your products, you're buggered. That's an English word. You're screwed, right? You know, Tracy, talk to me. You know, you need to focus on your customers and to educate them slowly but surely. What's your take?
Thank you so much, Annie. I actually was reading something from Nelson Mandela. He actually had 3 things, which is very relevant to the video you shared. And I actually coined them back to the video the gentleman was talking about marketing. Mandela may not be a very good marketing professional, but what he did is very classic in marketing strategies. So he did find a customer, right? Or attract customers, like the gentleman said earlier. That's the power of collaboration. And Mandela did really well in that. And second, open communications. We have to have this message across. cannot be misunderstood. If you are sending a mixed message to your customers, your clients, or your colleagues, it's not going to work, and it only consume the time and effort, even the entire project or business. 3, let me look at my note. Shared vision. When you have a good idea, you have a good product, you have to share with your partner, your associates, your salespeople, your customer. Eventually, they will get the idea. So we will never short of good ideas, good products. We need good marketing professionals who can really connect heart to heart product, market, customers. Thank you.
No, thank you. Totally agree. I agree with you entirely. I'll tell you the biggest point in all of that, Tracy, is look, we seem to want to hold on to our idea like it's our idea. Cyrus, I'll tell you now. Now, we talked about it earlier, Cyrus. Now, you make music online, right? You make digital music. That's a way to call it. As soon as Cyrus starts making music, he started making music a couple of years ago, he tells me. Now everyone's making music, everyone's making songs, everyone's making songs. I'm saying to you, my friends, embrace competition, embrace competition. The biggest thing that's going to kill your bold idea if it's misunderstood is the fact that only you do it. You want competition. You want to create a network of people who are doing what you're doing, because more people understand, as Tracy says, more collaborators, more partners, a network to actually work with. They sell your idea for you, not destroy your idea, not steal your idea. Many of us are too scared that someone's going to steal our idea. Oh, I'll be ruined. You won't be ruined. I say, having those competition partners is what makes your business grow. That's the answer behind having a business and an idea that's misunderstood. Yes, again, don't go it alone. Calm. I see you unmuted. What do you want to share with us, my friend?
Oh, well, first thing I want to say is talk about what Tracy was talking about there, Mandela. The points that you raised are very interesting points. Cyrus, I believe you may agree with me on this one. I believe that Mandela and Elon Musk have same characteristics, because all the points that she raised there are identical to what Elon Musk is actually doing at this particular juncture in time. Remember, what Cyrus said is that what did he say? Elon Musk. Well, let me just define what Elon Musk does, or what his capabilities. Let me point exactly to what his capabilities are. What his capability is, what his actual capability or his superpower, and that is to bring together a whole bunch of inventors, engineers, innovators, marketers, not just marketers, but what do you call it? Investors, and sell an idea or a vision. So he puts it out there, and he brings them all together in one, puts them in one room, and pushes that vision towards an end goal. That's what he does. That is Elon Musk. He's not he isn't someone who's a genius he's not a genius. No. He's a communicator. He communicates his ideas explicitly well, a lot like what Mandela does. And that's what Tracy is actually insinuating right there. We really talk about Mandela, but we can now also juxtapose and talk about Elon Musk and put them in the same room, and you'll see fireworks most probably, if they don't kill each other first. With regards to Cyrus, once I stop being calm, I'm going to be Cyrus. I want to be like Cyrus. I want to grow up and be just exactly like Cyrus. Absolutely and utterly, you could call me Cyrus 2.0. Obviously, I would love to scrub the 2.0 version and become like, 1.0, because Cyrus is actually Cyrus 0, and then 1, and so on and so forth. So at 1.0 is close enough to 0.
As Coach
Anyway.
K said, welcome, Coach K. The other person isn't you, you know. So there's only one Cyrus, right? Only one original version. As you're making the point you're making, my friend. Go on, please. No, Karen. Sorry to interrupt you.
Yeah, that's my point. And you know, Cyrus can he knows what I'm like, and he knows why I want to be just like him. And that's because he's so brilliant, you know. And when you run into brilliant people, you want to be like brilliant people. So that's what it's all about.
Yeah.
Later.
No, thank you. Go on. Sorry. Yeah, because I'm muted. You can hear me.
No, you're good. I can hear you. I can hear you very well when you're unmuted.
I'm normally making noises in the background, even I'm shaking my head. Or when the video was playing, I saw that you could see me. I was like, whatever, it's fine. It's me, right? Blessing, welcome. Said Michael, I agree with you. Collaboration is key, right? Again, even if we use Elon Musk idea, have you noticed how his market really took off? Electric cars really took off when everyone else got involved. When everyone suddenly started making electric cars. Mercedes, Ford, everyone's now today, because everyone's making electric cars, you know, the market is bigger, and Tesla is still selling great. They're still selling in good numbers, and then the numbers fluctuate, go up and down, and so on and so forth, right? And so, but now Elon Musk's market has grown because everyone else is in the market as well. You know, let's learn to open the market. A lot of people I know were scared, and they're just having NDAs. But as you say, Michael, bring the geniuses together. Elon Musk is a great team builder as well, Michael. That's one of the things he does really well. He brings geniuses together and says, right, here's my big idea. Here's what I know. What do you know? How can we make this really work? So amen, Tracy says, Coach K, welcome. Thank you so much. Michael, it's so true. It's Michael Rivers in the audience. You know, it's sad when you have introvert creators who will not show themselves, because their bold idea dies, and it hurts. It kills me, because you know, as much as I try to sell their idea, unless they're willing to put in themselves and show up and do what you're saying, Michael, which is sell things bit by bit, one person at a time. You know, this is why I go back to the point again that it must work. If it works, one person you sell to becomes two people when they tell their friends about it. What's the numbers that we have? One person will tell 5 people if it works. One person will tell 7 people if it doesn't work. And so either you're going to be made or broken by the fact that your people will tell people, right? You know, if you've got a bold idea no one understands, create a way marketing system that gives you an early adopter. Build on that. Bit by bit, people will start getting you. They really will, right? You know, that's the only way to do it. Coach K says, I was agreeing with you, Annie, when you said you have to have an idea to put it out. No, Coach K, I'm with you. I get you, my friend. It's so true. You know, I said, no, let's not be those introvert creators. So
Yeah.
I'm gonna give you one more trick.
It's hard to have both parts, right? Like of your personality. I mean, some people are natural salespeople, natural talkers, and then some people are naturally very intellectual, and so it is hard to have both. But
Yes.
I just wanted to say one thing because Tracy mentioned Nelson Mandela, and you know, I think I've told quite a few people before. If you ever Googled me in the early 2000s, that was the only thing that popped up was my letter I wrote to Nelson Mandela when he was in prison, and saying that he was my hero.
Wow.
It was the only thing, and I have no recollection of writing this letter. I mean, I know I like really embraced like all of his human rights endeavors, but it is the only thing that popped up on Google for me for a long time.
That is amazing.
When Googling yourself started to become a thing. But you know, I also just wanted to say a quick quote from one of my other heroes. I think it's Van Welseth. I think that's how we pronounce his name, Van Wansa. He's Polish. So he kind of like eliminated communism from their country, and he said nobody gets everything he wants, but everything can be accomplished if we want it enough.
Yeah, yeah, no,
And
that's a good.
I think that's genius. Nobody
That's been
does get
very,
everything they want, but like we can do things together. We want it.
truly,
So
truly.
yeah, he was an amazing person. So yeah.
Thank you. You know, we never knew Joni, and we were amazed. Everyone's like, "Wow, she actually wrote a Mandela." I wish I did.
And
I never
it
did.
was published on Google. Like what?
So, yeah, it shows you what goes online stays online, right?
That's literally like where I should just like tell my, I don't know, even know if I've told my older daughters this story. Like, don't put anything online because
It's not.
mom
It's not in the. It's
only
not in the
thing.
book. It's not in the book,
I a good
Joni. It's not
thing.
in the book. It's not in the book. I've read the
I'll
book,
put
so I
it in
know.
the book.
No, it should be in there somewhere, right? Look,
It's,
let
it's
me
like
show you.
just a really odd and amazing story that even in like the 8th grade or 7th grade, I was just like, he is my hero, and I'm going to write him a letter.
No, well done, you. So look, and I started my videos with this person that said only sell something that you believe in. You know, so this is even for the introverts. There's a simple thing that you can do. So again, let me show you my last video, and then I'll go around and have your last thoughts for the day, and then we can leave because I must go to this networking event. So give me a minute. So it takes a minute and a half thereabouts. Here goes, my friends.
Not the product. This would also include sell the payoff, not the pieces of your product. It comes with a workbook with 75 pages or 37 HD videos or 2 group coaching calls a month, or those are the pieces. Don't sell the pieces. They don't care about the pieces. They don't care about the product. Don't sell the process. They don't care about your process that much. They want to know that you have one, but they don't care about it that much. And you're not selling the person, which is yourself. Don't focus on those things. We focus on those things because, well, for 2 reasons. One, we think people care about the pieces, the process, the person, the product itself. They don't care. They care about the payoff that they get when they buy your thing. What is it going to help me do? What problem is it going to help me solve? So we focus on those things because we think that's what people care about. But a lot of times we focus on those things because we are insecure about what the payoff is that they get. So we focus on the things that make us feel secure that we're adding a lot of value. I'm going to throw in a bunch of calls. I'm going to give you a bunch of videos. I'm going to give you all these workbooks. I'm going to give you. We're going to go through this process, and I'm really credible. Take a deep breath. And here's what you got to do. This might be the most important thing you do. Ask yourself, what is, in one sentence, the payoff my customer's going to get if they buy this thing? What's the payoff? What's the transformation that happens? What's the problem that it solves? That's what they're buying. They're buying the payoff. This will change the game for you.
You know, again, my friends, you see, you hear me say all the time, I make you famous. It took me a long time to realize that that's what people wanted. They don't care about what I'm doing social media. They don't care about what I'm doing books, really. They care about being, selling more. I make you famous so you can sell more, right? I'm saying, what's your one-liner that tells people this problem you solve? That's how you avoid being misunderstood. I mean, all the things we've said today, they all count. Don't confuse them. Don't promise them what you can't deliver. Don't overpromise and under-deliver. But essentially, if you can say how you help, how people's lives will change, the transformation, that's what they're buying. They couldn't care less. Now, you mentioned the coaching program earlier, Jody. Very few coaches can actually say to you, here's how your life is going to change. You and I know how the life is going to change because we know what coaching is, right? But most people can't communicate that. They tell you, here's what I do, and they carry on bleating about the pieces, as my friend calls it, right? Let's focus on the transformation that we're going to achieve by you using my new solution. That's half the answer. Anyway, hopefully you've enjoyed my show today, my friends. Hopefully it's been beneficial. But I always thank my friends in the studio. You make what we do worth it, right? Coach K says, I love Nelson Mandela. I went to visit his home in, oh my goodness. And so what did that day after? I got my phone snatched in Jayburg. Oh, well, these things happen, right? I was so determined to stand in that space. The price we pay, right, for doing the right thing, Coach K, the price we pay. So thank you,
If I
sir.
could just have been in her suitcase.
I
mean, that would have completed the full circle. It just, I would have been like,
your letter goes a long
posted
way.
that. I would
Your
have
letter
posted that next to my OG post that was on the original internet, guys. Original.
You're a hero. Now, as Barbara says, I'm good at making connections, but sales is not my strong suit. And any suggestions on amplifying in sales? No, it's simply tell them how you transform their lives, Barbara. I think like in the first video I showed today was essentially saying, if you can't explain how you transform their lives, improve your solution, create a better solution that you can explain. Buy into it, make a solution that you believe in. I can't say that enough, right? If you believe in it, people believe in it.
Sales is, I for sure know sales. I mean, but I would say, so much can be handled through different AI kind of applications, as far as like you make a call, they make a email note that when you made the call XYZ. So I'd invest in some software if you're really trying to sell things. But honestly, like the sales part, just be kind, be like you. That's the most important. Just don't be a robot. Use a robot for all your follow-up and keeping track, but just be you. Like, people like you and your idea. So
yeah, I mean, maybe it's a mixture of those two things. A mixture of, I guess, your passion for the products, your passion for your solution, and your personality to create those relationships. That's what I would say.
And interest in the client, like you are interested in them and their well-being with whatever they're buying from you. That's their money. That's not, nothing. I don't care if it's $10 or $10,000.
I agree. I agree.
Make sure that they feel like their lives are important. They're spending money with you. Indeed. And that's a good thing.
To meet more people, Barbara. As you say, if you believe in the product, some people could sell a rock like how they some people can sell a fish water. I don't know how. Because they do. They just do, right? They believe in the solution so much that people will believe them in the end. But I think it also comes down to your early adopters. Excite them. Really amaze them with your efforts, with what you do. Amaze them, but carry on being their friend. If your friends would let you off even when things go wrong. Jonah, you must know this in business every day, right? Even when
I do. Yeah, I mean, I make serious notes about all my clients. So, what their wives' names are, what their favorite restaurant is, what their kids are into. Every client has like a different level of notes in my kind of it's on my iPhone, but so yeah, I think the more that you can write down and it comes across if you actually really care.
Yeah,
you're actually really care. Did they get into Northwestern? Did they you hope they do. So that's definitely my advice. Just be authentic.
I think that's the alchemy bit, Joni. The really care bit is what people know, but people don't think they do, but they really do. You think what we do. People, we care about people who care about us, right? And then to really care, it's not an act. You have to genuinely care. Genuinely.
Yeah.
Even if it's just for the moments you're with them, genuinely care in your heart. you know,
Like you're
genuinely.
sitting in traffic and
Yeah.
you're just like, gosh, I really hope, you know, that sale went through. But then actually you're like thinking back on the conversation and you're like, oh, like I really do hope that they landed that new office space, or, you know, they hired that new designer that they were talking about. And maybe I should give them a call just to ask. And honestly, I've made so many sales in that respect, just because I'm like, I really am curious about like how they're doing. So
Yeah, genuinely. Look, nice. Thank you so much, Joni. Michael, I'll let you have your last word, my friend. As Coach K says, Barbara, find and feel the need. This is what we're talking about. Create a solution, a transformation, product or service, something like that changes their lives. Sales, as she says, reach out. To the sales, as Coach K says, is the process, right? Do connect. If I can help you connect, if you can't connect because you're not connected, because you're too far apart, then let me know. I'll happily connect you, right? Mr. Calm, anything you want to say before we go?
Yeah. Pretty much, follow up with what I said earlier and some additional add. Be authentic in yourself, in what you present out there, and be genuinely kind, and unselfish. Well, you can be unselfish and selfish at the same time, but be nice about it, or generally get to know the person before you show up. You show your unselfish side, but that certainly make it in such a manner that it can get you someplace, somewhere, with that person, as opposed to be putting you in the back burner, putting yourself in the back burner, because that's not where you want to be. That's not where you want to go.
I agree.
Another thing that you want to be able to do is also, when they're negative, it's not necessarily something you did. You do not have to embrace that emotion. If you're empathic, you do not have to embrace that emotion. You can receive it, but at the same time, understand that it is not of you, it is of them, and it is not something you should be carrying around. And most probably, it's an opportunity to help them change that. And the only way you can change it is for you to be positive and come out positively, reverse and acknowledging that they are in that mood or emotion, but at the same time reversing it in a manner that would put them in a good position to hear your message. Most of the time, that's what people are looking for. That's what people are unguarded about. They just want to get rid of, or actually espouse, their negativity against or towards other people, because they want company in that arena. Diffuse it and say that there's a better path, and invite them into a better path, one that you're on, one that you're walking upon, one that enables them to elevate themselves beyond what they currently are. So it's certainly every opportunity to communicate and talk to somebody is an opportunity to elevate not only them, but also to elevate yourself as well.
Yeah.
All right, that's
I
about it.
agree. Thank you so much, my friend. It takes us back to what we're saying about intentionality. What's in your soul, really, right? What's in your soul? That's what it counts in the end. So, whether you're introvert and extrovert, truly believe and truly want to help the world, they will. Now, the world will eventually get the message. That's what I'll say. But thank you so much, everyone. Michael, thank you so much, Joni, all our amazing speakers, all those in the audience, Barbara, Coach Kane, Zarad, too many people to mention. Blessing. Thank you so much, all of you. If you miss any other points, please do watch the replay. April, I see you, of course. Thank you, everyone. So do enjoy. I'm talking narcissistic behaviors tomorrow. How do we begin to move forward? That's with Dr. Yvonne. So do join us for that one. And then in the evening, US time, 5 p.m. Eastern, we're talking about What is self-love and where do we start? What fun conversations we're going to have, right? Gladys as well. Thank you so much, all of you. Dr. Vivian, I could carry on. I'm going to go to Hallie's networking now. I just found the link, so do enjoy, everyone. Have a great evening. Thank you so much. Bye, everyone. Joni, we'll talk later, right? We'll talk later.
Yeah, of course.
Every step forward is a new leap for your farmer. She's success with Global.Media.com and celebrate it with or without champagne or